People are coming to Dubai because it's safe, it's clean, there's amazing healthcare, there's amazing schools, and it's an amazing opportunity to, bring up especially a young family in the sunshine where it's very safe and, it ticks a lot of boxes for people.
Hello, I'm Natalie Lindo and welcome to Business Line, brought to you from Dubai's International Financial Centre. The UAE property market, and Dubai's in particular, saw record-breaking transaction numbers over 2022, a trend experts are forecasting will continue into 2023. Despite the global economic outlook, high-net-worth individuals have continued to turn to Dubai in the past 18 months, which boosted the luxury market. In-country, real estate experts say a maturing market has driven demand for townhouse and villa communities, with prices in 2023 expected to exceed pre-pandemic levels. Over 97,000 property transactions were recorded in Dubai in 2022, worth €67.38 billion. Experts predict the sales momentum will continue this year.
So we've seen huge sales growth last year. Sales increased from 2021 to 2022. Sales volume increased 76%. We see that continuing into 2023. Of course, you're not going to see the same kind of price increases as you did last year, but we see the volume staying exactly the same level as it is.
Cavendish Maxwell aggregate real estate data and market intelligence in the region and say the impressive performance is due to a post-pandemic recovery.
If we look transaction-wise, it's probably the second highest year we've ever had. Market bottomed out end of November, so 2020. Then we had the pandemic hit, and then the markets had to bounce up. That's what first sort of launched the market through. It was that resale properties, villas and townhouses. And then what started to happen for the last 12 months is it reverted back to off-plan.
Industry insiders agree there are several factors why the city is outperforming international markets.
We've also had a lot more buyers from Europe, from the UK, from France, Switzerland, Germany, these countries. Again, politically, economically in those places, there's taxes very high, you've got huge inflation problems.
Compare it to any of the major global markets. So Europe, Hong Kong, Australia, the US, all of those are more affected by they're local markets. They're affected by their interest rates, their employment cycles. Dubai and the UAE is very unique in the way that it's positioned. We're a large expatriate workforce. There's so many government initiatives here to drive population growth. And the real estate market, there's nowhere where they're building so much new product.
As the demand for properties increases, as does the footprint of the city. Over 2023, buyers in Dubai will be in the driving seat. Casual dining giant Jones the Grocer started with humble beginnings in Australia over 25 years ago and has since expanded to 33 stores across the Middle East and Asia, with a further 15 in the pipeline. Ahead of the launch of their flagship store at London's Heathrow Airport, we spoke to the CEO, Unib Siddiqui.
And what made the UAE such an attractive market for the franchise?
The market was dominated by the big guys, typical UAE family conglomerates. And there was very little outside a mall. So I kind of saw this opportunity. We were the only building here when we opened. And I felt there was a groundswell of people who wanted to go to locations which weren't in a mall and had offered a really good food offer.
How have you seen the market change from them early days of 2009 to now?
The market has changed dramatically. I mean, we were one of the first. There was one other competitor here, I think, or two. We were a grocery cum restaurant, which in those days there wasn't even a license for that activity in this region. And now, as you can see, the market is full. I mean, there's F&B everywhere. There's a lot of competition, hugely competitive market in Dubai particularly. Somebody told me there's more restaurants in Dubai than all of New York. So highly competitive market, and I think if we can survive or do well in a market like this, we can do well anyway.
I believe your global headquarters are here in Dubai now. What was the decision or deciding factors to make you take it to Dubai?
We became very quickly the largest franchise segment of the global business because we put out 7 stores in 4 years, and our revenues were significant, big chunk of the global business.
And I believe you're opening your biggest store to date in London Heathrow Airport.
Our strategy has been a mixed strategy. We've focused both on franchise growth because we've invested a lot of money and resources in our training capacity, in our brand compliance capacity, and we continue to do so, and food development. And the second part of our strategy is to grow company-owned stores, but very selectively. As you know, growing company-owned stores requires a lot of cash, and the private equity route is not, in my opinion, necessarily the right way to throw a lot of cash at something. We want to do it slowly, we want to do it steadily, we want to do it correctly. And we've aligned with the restaurant group. We worked closely together on tendering for the Heathrow opportunity. We understood the size of the site. We specifically developed the concept for the site, using the best of what we have here, plus adding a few components in.
So since you've been with the brand, how have you seen the customers' demands or requirements change down through the years?
First of all, the competition means that you've always got to be on your toes. Innovation, driving service excellence, food quality, keeping in touch with global trends. This market moves very fast, and we've got to move with it. There's a movement in the direction of vegan, sustainable eating. And all of those things we capture. You can't rest on your laurels. You've got to keep on moving, keep on innovating.
And finally, a French-based project in nuclear fusion may face years more delays. The International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor Project seeks to prove that fusion energy is scientifically and technically feasible. The news that the ITER project has a further revised schedule comes just weeks after scientists in the United States announced an important technical breakthrough in their research.
The International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, ITER, was set up in 2007, aimed at building the world's biggest fusion machine, creating carbon-free energy through a process similar to that of the sun. ITER's goal was to create the necessary plasma by 2025, but bosses say that deadline is being postponed.
I don't like to give times, without, having a schedule from a contractor. We are speaking about something, the whole process here that takes many months, and say this could be, a couple of years even.
The delay comes as the US team working on a similar project had a breakthrough in December. ITER's general manager said his team's initial timeframe was unrealistic.
It's a matter of telling you that I don't know precisely how much time. This is being analyzed at this point in time. And until I have an analysis, I prefer not to pronounce myself.
It's hoped ITER will be able to make up for some of the delays as it prepares to enter the full phase, currently scheduled for 2035.
That's all we have time for in this edition of Business Line, but be sure to tune in again next time for a roundup of the biggest business and investment stories from around the globe. I'll see you then.